Hey, it's Mike. I'm back, and I'm gonna do some Hare Krishna stuff. I know I did. This is like doing two in one day, but it's actually a new day for me. Um, but here we go. Let me get right into the opening, and then I got a lot to talk about. Let me get right into this.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, I still got to work on that. I still got to work on that opening. All right, so hey, thanks for sticking it out. Hey, who do we got? We got Eliana. Hey, good morning, good night, good evening, everything, good everything to you. Thanks for joining me. Great to see you here. And yes, I am Bhakti Venmo, Sri Mukunda Das Gurudev Maharaj. Yeah, that's me, absolutely. Today especially. Yes, today again. Hi, Mike again. It's actually a new day for me. It's a new day. So, in my part of the world, it is a brand new day. And, but it's a new day. It's a new day. And I know that some of you missed earlier because I kind of switched it to 12, so I'm figured let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and do this because Raphael's been sending me some videos, and I found something interesting to talk about. Knitting Cult Lady's got something great to say. I got a response from the email guy, so I figured, hey, why not just go ahead and just wrap up? Go ahead and take care of this. So great to see you, Raphael. Weird Planet, good to see you here, man. I'm great to see you. It's a brand new day. Yes, it's a brand new day. It's 12:05 for me. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm really excited about this because I got a lot of great stuff to talk about. But this is really good. This is really good. This is Knitting Cult Lady, and she just did this, but it's about I talk about this a lot, and I'm glad she made this video because I'm no expert like she is, but we talk about the same things. The difference is that she's got like terms and phrases, and she's got like all this stuff. I just have like these vague abstract ideas, but it's the same thing. And what I was saying is, children born in the cult and those of us that joined as adults or young adults or even old adults, it's a different experience. And I'm not saying one is better or worse, but I'm going to let Knitting Cult Lady explain it because she has a whole little talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, hey, a Weird Planet. 1705. Yeah, okay. It's what is that? 5:05 in the evening where you are. Okay, and it's evening there. It's 18:05. 6 p.m. for all of the North American viewers. It's been a time check. Okay, at the tone, the time will be 12:06 Indochine time. Okay, here we go. There we go. Well, I'm excited about Knitting Cult Lady, and I want to talk about this too. Get this going. Make sure the volume.
back to school or going to school, like losing a loved one. There's so many spaces of. Okay, a little bit more on why radicalizing, brainwashing, thought reform, whatever you want to call it, in children is very different than in adults. I'm Danielle, a scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership. I've written a book all about cult tactics called The Culting of America. You can get copies attached here. Yesterday, I was talking about how it's much less likely for brainwashing to work on children long term than on adults. And I said, if you wanted to know more about why, let me know. And I did get some comments. So here's the thing that I have found in the research and in my own 40 almost years of experience studying cults and high control groups, is that as adults, we buy into our own indoctrination. When I was a child growing up in the Children of God, there was nothing they could make me do to believe in it. There was just nothing. I was just a little neurodivergent atheist born to religious extremists, and they could not make me get with the program. But when I decided to join the United States Army, I bought in hard, right? And part of that is because I was doing it willingly.
Okay, so I just want to comment that when these little kids that were being tortured and in the Gurukula, when they got to be a little bit older and they could defend themselves, they could talk back, they didn't want to do it anymore. There was a couple in particular. They were the oldest. They didn't want to do it anymore. They didn't, and they were fighting back. They were belligerent. They didn't want to do it. And these are the kids. One of them. These are the ones they wanted to beat. These kids. They wanted to beat them because they thought that if they beat the one kid in front of all the other ones, that they could control these kids better. These kids didn't want to do it anymore. They just didn't want to do it. Like my daughter. My daughter she was into it when she was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I guess. And then she got manhandled by some freak. And after a couple years later, she's like, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. She didn't want to do it anymore. And there was nothing I could do to force her, unless I forced her to do it. And I wasn't doing that. I just said, okay, They wanted to beat these kids. They were beating these kids. They were torturing and beating these kids. Why? Because they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They didn't want to chant for 2 hours. They didn't want to do all that bullshit. They wanted to be little kids. They didn't even know how to be little kids.
The transformation that people go through in cults, generally speaking, is willingly. This is why I say that anywhere in spaces of personal transformation, predators are going to show up, and you are the one that has to guard yourself. Because in spaces of personal transformation, like education, like diet, like food, like exercise, like quitting drinking, like going back to school.
See, exactly. So this is what I was saying. Everybody goes through things in life. There are ups and downs. Whether it's an exciting start of something, or the finishing of something, the ending of something, or whatever. Whether it's a death in the family, or the death of a pet, or they meet someone, the beginning of a relationship, the ending of a relationship, starting school, ending school. There's all these things going on. So she's got a term for that, and it's the phase of transformation. People go through, she calls it a transformational phase in your life. And that's when predators show up. That's when people get sucked into things. And it's not, it's because you were looking for something, or you were, it's just life. It just happened. It just happened because once you get involved with these Hare Krishnas, then that's where the magical mystery story takes over. And you want to have your own magical mystery story. And it's like, yeah, I was looking for something, wasn't I? Was I? Yeah, I was. I was looking for something. Or whatever the story is.
Or going to school, like losing a loved one. There's so many spaces of personal transformation, self-help, right?
Phases of personal transformation.
Who are already changing and or willing to change. And so predators can come in and take advantage of you. But it's really important to understand that we rationalize our own irrationality. We push ourselves as adults past the irrational things. And there's this stereotype that we didn't see the flags. And I think that's what people truly believe about themselves. When they think back, they say, I didn't see the red flags. But when we read
We
the
saw
vulnerable accounts of cult survivors being pulled into cults, what we see is they did see the red flags. You see this in Scarred by Sarah Edmondson about joining NXIVM. She clocks the red flags every time, and then she talks herself through it. She
talks herself through it. That's why the Hare Krishnas. I remember them telling me, if you don't understand something, just keep reading. Don't worry about it. Like if you see a red flag, don't worry about it. That's what Prabhupada was telling these two devotees. Why are you worried about how many servants King Ugrasena has? You need to just push yourself through and listen to me and believe what I'm saying. Just push it through. Just keep on pushing. Don't sit there and dwell on these things. You see a red flag, you hear a red flag, something that doesn't make sense to you, that black people are ugly, belong in the jungles, or women have small brains, like to be raped, or any of these things. Probably had an 11-year-old child bride. Just push on through. Just push on through. It's a red flag. You see it. You talk yourself through it. Well, Prabhupada's pure devotee. Now, this is coming from Krishna. This is in the Bhagavatam. This is in the Vedas. This is Vedic. It's the Vedic culture. This is the Vedic system. It's Varnashram. Whatever it is, whatever excuse they can come up with, that you can convince yourself. And then just stick that shit in the back of your mind and don't even worry about it. Just go on with your
herself through it. Thought-stopping cliches are heavily taught to people new into cults to push themselves through. Also, in cults, new people aren't given the craziest doctrines up front. Mormons call it milk before meat, something the children of God stole from them. And when you have anything in common with the pedophile cult, yikes. So children, however, don't really have the logical capability to push themselves past illogical things, right? 4-year-olds ask why 437 times a day. There was another comment that said kids are little scientists. They, question everything. And as we all know, one stereotype about cults that is true is you're not supposed to question, right? So this is why almost all cults, when kids come into the picture, have to have an extremely iron-fisted control of cults, the way you can read about in my book on Control of Children.
right. Send them to Gurukula so that they're not even exposed to anything to where they can even begin to question. They don't know to question. And if they do start questioning, you just beat it into them. Just beat it into them.
Because children do not just get with the program, just push themselves past things. Does this mean that kids can't be programmed or affected? No, of course they can. But what happens with very small children when they are separated from the world and given only one way of living is called mind rape.
Mind rape.
That is a different thing. When kids reach the age of...
It's a different thing, and that's what I've been saying. These kids that grow up in the Gurukuli, as Gurukulis, they grew up second generation, whatever you call them, like my daughter. If my daughter had stayed in, it's a different type of brainwashing. It's a different type of manipulation, and where she has a name for it, mind rape. It's just the imagery of that, mind rape, mind raping these little kids. Hey, what do we got here? We got Jai Ganapati 1. Hey, great for checking in. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming by. No critical thinking allowed, and the person's allowing the person to contemplate against brainwashing. Yeah, and it's so the adults and the child born in and the adults that come in, it's a completely different type of situation. It's a different type of situation. Both are equally traumatic. They're both. It's not that one is worse or one is better or anything. They're just different. They're just different. And I could never explain it, but she explains it very well. And I just wanted to, hey, Liam, how you doing? Good to see you. Personally, I've met Iskon Clown in December '89. I was 15 years old. 3 years earlier, Solochan was shot in LA. 3 years later, 93. 3 years later, 93. First invitation. Rumors have started emerging about various issues. Mostly being told by Western European devotees. We do not want to acknowledge, plus no Vaishnav aparads, fear of committing offenses. That fear of committing offenses. Hey, 6781, good to see you, man. It's 2 times within 24 hours. It's awesome. It's really, hey. So yeah, let me finish up with her because
10 to teenagers, most cults, even single family cults, realize that they need to break the teenagers.
break the
And so
teenagers.
they have programs of identity breaking indoctrination that they put teenagers through. One of the most extreme forms of this is, of course, the Troubled Teen Institute. But look at Mormon missions, for example, right? So you have this effort and need to break the teenagers and get them to buy in. But when we look at long-term brainwashing of children and teenagers in cults, it tends to not hold for over 50%, right? Most
And that's a big issue. And these gurus talk about how the third generation kids don't haven't stuck around. And it's of course not all. A lot of them. Some of them have. A lot of them have. And like you're saying, 50%. That's not good numbers. That's not going to sustain a cult if you can't keep your kids in, and you're only getting 50%. This is not working. It's not working.
of us grow up and leave the cults. Sometimes with extreme isolation, that is not true that most people grow up and leave. You have cases like Mormons where you have a lot of recommitment, but brainwashing by force, which is what we can see by looking at children, is hard to affect.
Yes, it's harder. Absolutely. She's right, and that's what I didn't know it was harder. She says it's harder. I'm not sure about that, but I'll take her word for it because she's the expert. But I know that it's different. It's a different experience, because I did not grow up in it, and yet I walked right into it as a grown person, and I got sucked right into it. A lot of us did, and I was just as sucked in as some of these guru coolies that I was associating with. I worked with at ITV, that were grown. It's like we both had the same type of understanding and whatever. It was amazing. They had more experience as being a devotee because were born in it. But I felt like and I'm an adult, and here there's these young kids. It was it was quite an experience. Let's see. Yeah, you got to catch up on this. I'm gonna get you caught up. Vaishnav Aparad is one of the best tools the Gaudiya has ever invented against critical thinking. Yes, logical and reasonable debates, as well as providing a fear of committing offenses. Yeah, it's definitely stronger than you're going to find in other places. Okay, this one just came out. She just made this one, so this is like a world premiere. Uh, right. No critical thinking. No critical thinking. Just give it up. Um, Prabhupada thought he had all the bases covered, scamming people in this cult, but he forgot he was the worst record himself. You know, it's interesting. I gotta find. There's a knitting cult lady where she talks about how the these cult leaders like to record themselves or have themselves recorded and documented because they think that they're so special. They think that every word that they say, every lecture, every speech, every word is coming from God or coming from the whatever. It's sacred, and they have them recorded, and things are recorded, and a lot of times that's their downfall. That's their downfall. Like Prabhupada recording all of this racist, sexist, child marriage, violent, everything, because they had the recording on him all the time, and he's just spouting out stuff about Hitler and black people and women and child marriage, and it's all on tape. Okay, let me get to this next knitting cult lady here.
Donald Trump wants to put a nuclear reactor on the moon because cults always promise space travel. I've written about this in my book, The Culting of America. There is a whole section about space travel and why cults are always. And for me, this actually started with Donald Trump. This is missionizing in space. Missionizing is weaponizing the mission. When news broke in 2018 about Donald Trump's plans to found the Space Force, I was literally hopping around my house yelling, "It's culty, it's culty," but I couldn't yet explain why. It wasn't just that the military already had an Air Force division that handled space operations, or that the whole thing sounded like a rejected Marvel plot. It was the symbolism, the branding, the eerie promise baked into the very name, Space Force. Something about it screamed cult. And then it hit me. Space is where cults go when Earth stops believing. And then they made it even better, or worse. They officially named its members Guardians. Yes, as in Guardians of the Galaxy. You can't make this stuff up. We now have a real life, taxpayer funded military branch whose service members share a name with the ragtag crew in the Marvel space opera. Not to mention, the Space Force logo looks a whole lot like the Starfleet symbol. It sounds like satire, but it's real, and it fits. Because space has always been the final frontier of the transcendent mission. This isn't a new pattern. Cults love space. Space is the perfect delivery vehicle for transcendence. And I don't just mean literal space, though, yes, sometimes they do promise actual spaceships, but also metaphorical space, higher dimensions, new realities, reincarnated bodies, alternate timelines, astral planes. The message is always the same. Your reward isn't here, it's there, somewhere else, somewhere better. Just keep going, just keep giving, just keep obeying. One more purity test, one more seminar, one more sacrifice,
One more
and
book.
then you'll transcend. The Children of God cult was obsessed with this idea. Our prophet told us that heaven was a literal city of gold inside the moon, complete with physical dimensions he claimed to receive in prophecy. Definitely a ripoff of Noah's Ark.
Does it sound familiar? How how Prabhupada gives us a description of the spiritual world. Krishna book, he gives you the description of Vrindavan in autumn. It's so beautiful how the flowers are blooming and all the animals are drinking water, and it's so gorgeous and it's just wonderful. And there's so descriptions of how the bees are buzzing and the flowers are this and the honey is dripping from the. I used to love that because it was very like poetic and very like artistically written. I thought it was very literary. This description of Vrindavan or the description of autumn or whatever it is in Krishna book. Um, but it's just made up. It's just made up because when you go to Vrindavan and you look and nothing like that. There's like shit everywhere. Sewers running, pigs running around, and it smells bad, and it's like dusty and dirty, and you get sick, and it's nothing like what Prabhupada says in his books. But they describe it. They describe Krishna and describe uh, uh, all the pastimes. It's just like in the cult of this Church of God cult. It's no different. Just like Jim Jones was describing and David Koresh was describing and all these other cults are describing, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. L. Ron Hubbard with his... It's the exact same thing.
For someone to realize that those dimensions wouldn't actually fit inside the moon. But no problem. Those were now metaphorical measurements. The goalposts moved, the space dreams stayed. Heaven's Gate, of course, made headlines with their Nike clad exit plan aboard the tail of a comet. Scientology promises the ultimate pay to play transcendence. Move up the bridge to total freedom and unlock your true alien self. Even QAnon, that most modern digital cult, traffics in the fantasy of ascension that
See, she doesn't mention Hare Krishna. It would fit right in there. And she should be saying, she, she should be saying, and the Hare Krishnas promise in your next life you're gonna, if you do everything right and you chant and you think of Krishna at the time of death, you're gonna space travel off, go all the way through the universe, through the coverings, the earth, the fire, the air, the water, all that. You're gonna burst through, and you're gonna just keep going past the heavenly planets, and you're gonna just zoom on up to Goloka Vrindavan, to a whole nother planet in a whole nother spiritual universe, and you're gonna land on that planet, and you're gonna take the form. She could be saying that in this video, and it would fit right in with all the other bullshit that she's saying. She just doesn't know. She just doesn't know.
after the storm, the patriots will be vindicated, the evil cabal destroyed, and a purified America will be reborn.
And all the karmis are going to go down to the hellish planets, to Patala Loka, while meanwhile all the devotees are going to go off to the spiritual world and go to Vishnu Loka or whatever planet they want to go. Of course, Vaishnavas want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Hey, Don Pearson, man. Hey, great to see you. It's really good to see you here, man. I'm glad you came back. I'm doing good. Um, so
It's the rapture rebranded for Reddit. These are not just fringe delusions. In America, we have always looked to the stars for salvation. The Mormon faith, arguably the most American religion there is, began with golden plates in the dirt and matured into beliefs about populating other planets in the afterlife. Elon Musk, our modern techno savior, isn't content to colonize Twitter and the White House. He wants
So anyway, you get the idea with her. The space travel. It's the same with the Hare Krishnas. The Hare Krishnas, they've got nothing. They're not doing anything special. They're just the same. It's the same old cult crap. It's a pedophile cult. It's definitely a cult. It's no ancient tradition. It ain't no ancient anything. It ain't Vedic. It ain't based on nothing. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay. All right, we got that clear. We got that clear. All right, are we clear? We're clear. Clear. Crystal clear. Okay. Now let's go. Let's talk about. let's talk. Well, let me get you caught up on. Okay, let me get you caught up on this email. Okay. So Fake it till you Vedic. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's funny. Fake it till you Vedic. You put that on a T-shirt. Uh, right, absolutely. Um, so as you know, this I don't know if you don't know or not. That's why I'm doing the show because I did a show earlier today. Instead of doing the show now, I did one earlier. Um, so that's why I'm doing this one to get kind of catch up on what happened earlier. What happened earlier was I got an email from this guy, and he was asking me what my problem is with ISKCON, and I told him, I said it's a cult, it's a pedophile cult, and what happened to this message? I did it again. Okay, hold up. Okay, so he sent an email and he was asking me, what's my problem with why are you? I'll start from the beginning. He said, I'm a follower of Prabhupada. Why do you focus so much on ISKCON? So I followed back with because Prabhupada was a piece of shit cult leader. He's a pedophile with a child bride. He taught this disgusting disciples to marry little girls. He wasn't pure. He deceives and continues to deceive innocent people, destroy lives, cause harm to women. Going on and on is shit for brains books, racist, sexist, homophobic. He was a failed chemist, pedophile, child marrying narcissist. And you guys are all freaks. And then I'll go on, and I told him, and I said, you're Harvard dumbass Goswami, can go back, get it, and just unload it on the guy. Okay. He came back and he said, interesting take you have. Even if it's true, aren't there other tons of similar pieces of shit out there? And then he says, let me ask you this. What's your knowledge about Hinduism? Have you gone to university? Are you somewhat learned about South Asian religions? You seem to have a disdain towards modern educational system because he didn't understand the Harvard Goswami, the Harvard dumbass Goswami went right over his head. I replied to him, and here's, I'll show you the email here. This is the email that we're talking about, so I'm not making anything up. So then he says, so I said, interesting take. What the fuck, dude? You can go fuck all the way off. I was a Hare Krishna for 20 years in Los Angeles. I've been to Vrindavan 15 times. I've been to your guru, Harvard dumbass Goswami's house. I've heard him lecture. I was an assistant to Yogi Shodanandan Swami for over 10 years. I was the secretary of the Hare Krishna Society for 10 years, and my daughter was molested at the LA temple. So go fuck off. Okay, so then he replies to me, I'm sorry about your daughter. Were you initiated? I was born in LA. So look, I don't want to have a conversation with this guy. I'm not into going back and forth with this guy. I was trying to get rid of him. I figured he'd take a hint, and he would. I figured he'd take a hint, and that would be it. He'd be gone. But no, so he comes back, and he says, "Sorry about your daughter. Were you initiated?" I don't need to. So I went back. So my reply to him was, "I do not correspond with pedophiles. So unless you can tell me Prabhupada is wrong in this conversation where he says 19-year-old men and 12-year-old girls is a very good combination for marriage, I must consider you supportive of this statement and a proponent of child marriage and by extension pedophilia. In this conversation, there is also talk of a man who wants to human traffic his own 12-year-old daughter to a 26-year-old man. Sending the kid to India to avoid U.S. laws is human trafficking his own daughter. Since Prabhupada is teaching this child marriage and pedophilia to his disciples as the Vedic system for his movement, there is no way to characterize this ISKCON as anything but a pedophile cult. All you need to do is say that Prabhupada was wrong to promote this child marriage in this cult. Until you do that, do not contact me. Well, he he came back and he contacted me and he said, so now he decides he's going to insult me. He says, it took you 20 years to figure out you're on the so-called wrong boat. I reckon you are more angry with yourself than anyone else. Sorry, but I can't help but laugh. So this is obviously this is how they feel. I mean, you know, I told him how it is, but this is how he feels. He wants to claim he's a holy man, but he wants to laugh at me and the fact that my daughter was molested by these gurus. He wants to laugh. He wants to laugh at the fact that he cannot say that Prabhupada was wrong. He cannot. First of all, he couldn't denounce the child marriage. That's all he had to do. All he had to do was say, "Yeah, I'm not down with the child marriage." You know, he couldn't do that. He could not do that. All he had to do was say, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not down with child marriage. I'm not down with child marriage. I'm not down with pedophilia." That's all he had to do. It was very simple. But he didn't do that. Instead, he said, it took you 20 years to figure out you were on the so-called wrong road. Yeah, I've admitted that. I admit that every day. Yeah, it took me 20 years to figure it out. I'm not proud of it, and I am angry. Yeah, I am angry. And I am angry at myself, absolutely. I'm angry at myself. I let myself be fooled and conned by this crap. Yeah, I'm angry at myself, absolutely. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm also angry at this pedophile cult for all the lies and the deceit and all the harm that it causes. Yeah, I can do both at the same time. I can be angry at myself. And I can be angry at myself that my daughter was molested. If I hadn't gotten involved with this fucking cult, I never would have taken her to Watsika Avenue. I never would have put her in the goddamn school. If it wasn't for all the lies and the deceit and all the crap that I was fed by this goddamn pedophile cult, I would never have put my daughter anywhere near these fuckers. So yeah, I'm angry. And I am angry at myself. God damn it, yeah, I am angry at myself. I didn't recognize that you guys are in a fucking pedophile cult. I should have recognized it sooner. You want to laugh at me about it? You want to laugh? You want to laugh that this fucking cult molested my daughter and so many others and suicides and it's harmed and $400 million lawsuits? And Rupa Manjaris and Rupa Manjari being raped? Narayan abusing every wife he had? And you think he thinks it's funny? He thinks this shit is funny. These guys think it's funny. You think it's funny. Sorry, but I can't help but laugh. Sorry, but I can't help but laugh. This is what they're teaching. This is even if I'm the rudest fucker on the planet, which I probably am. Even if I'm the rudest person on the planet, you're chanting Hare Krishna and you're being a holy man, and all of your rounds and all of your Mangal artiks and all of your bullshit doesn't elevate you above me. It doesn't make you any better than me. You can't laugh. You can't sit there and take a humble position as a holy man, as this monk or whatever you want to call yourself, with the tilak on and the neck beads on. You can't sit there and have some compassion towards me and my daughter and say, Mike, I understand that you're upset with this cult and you have a lot of issues with the religion or whatever. Defend your religion and be nice to me and my daughter while I'm angry. You can't do that? You can't be a holy man? You want to cosplay as a holy man, but you can't have sympathy and empathy and compassion for someone whose daughter's been molested? And so what if I'm wrong? I'm an ordinary karmi that's wrong. Why can't you rescue me from my illusion, from my Maya. Why can't you do that? You can't do that? You can't show some compassion on me and what I'm going through? You don't see it that way? You, Mr. Holy Man, Mr. Chandrasekhar, you got some spiritual name, but you can't act spiritual? You want to call yourself Chandrasekhar Das? Servant of what? Servant of your own fucking ego is what it is. You ain't the servant of nothing but your own fucking ego. With your spiritual name and your friggin' long hair and your tilak thinking you're a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, just like I thought I was. It's such bullshit. You can't even act like a holy man. You're going to insult me when I told you that my daughter was molested. And yeah, I'm angry. You don't think I'm angry? A man whose daughter is molested by some fucking pedophile freak at the temple? You don't think that pisses somebody off? You have the nerve to sit there, oh yeah, I can't do anything but just laugh at you. Mr. Holy Man. Mr. Holy Man. Mr. Holy Man, Mr. Easy Bhakti. Mr. Easy Bhakti. He finds out that my daughter was molested and I'm pissed off about it. He got no compassion for that. He's just going to laugh his ass all the way to the bank. What the fuck do I care? What the fuck do they don't give a fuck? Yeah, I'm pissed off. Yeah, I'm pissed off. You can't show any compassion? No, you're just a fucking pedophile freak. You don't give a fuck. That's how these people are. So this is what I did. So I replied to him. I said, well, I knew you I knew you would not say that child marriage is bad and pedophilia is bad. And this is exactly why you are in a pedophile cult. You support it and you promote it. And then I sent him a link to the video so he can watch it and maybe he can learn a little something about cults and that he's in a cult and that, you know, this is it. You're in a cult, dude. I can't help it. It's not my fault that you're in a cult. I'm trying to help you get out of it. You want to fucking insult me and insult my daughter and laugh at her pain, laugh at her trauma, laugh at my trauma. This is like it. If I told the guy, hey, Jog Jivan, he was a homosexual in ISKCON and he committed suicide because he was mentally tormented. He was tormented by these books and these teachings about how his homosexuality is mental illness and born from the ass of Lord Brahma, and no sane man would ever have anything to do, and all of this crap. And he had to live that life. And he finally just committed suicide. And this Chandrasekhar, or whatever his name is Cyril Ward, Charles Ward, whatever, he'd just laugh. He would think that's funny. Oh, well, he was homosexual. Well, you know, that's his karma. That's his karma. All I can do is laugh at him. Ha, ha, ha. You know, Chota Haridas. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. Pieces of shit. Goddamn pieces of shit. All right, let me get back to some of your to some of your comments here because I was ranting and raving, man. I was ranting. Hey, so Jenna Morton and Leonardo, man, thanks for coming in here. Yeah, I like how they came up with some buzzwords and ran with it forever. Yeah. And Jenna Morton, hey, hello, how you doing? I know I was running behind here. Srila Bhakti Venmo Sri Mukunda Das, Gurudev Maharaj does not need a PhD in fake it till you Vedic or talking back and forth about books initiations. But yes, yeah, you get it. You get it. I'm glad you get it. I mean, I know we all get it, but I mean, you put it in pretty good words. It's like, yeah. I mean, what's he going to do? I mean, watch the video and maybe you'll learn something. And I'm serious. Maybe you'll learn something. Watch the fucking video. Maybe you'll learn something. come here, email me, start shooting your mouth off about, I don't know, man. I can't help it if you're in a pedophile cult. I can't. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm trying to get you out of it, so don't give me a hard time. It's not my fault. I can't help it that you're in a pedophile cult. You didn't know it. And that's what I was saying. It's got to be freaking stressful. Someone who like Hot Lips or Rupa Manjari, who's been abused, who's been tormented, and if that's not enough, then they're gonna come to the realization that this is all fake and phony, and these gurus are fake and phony, and these books are fake and phony, and this whole thing is fake and phony, and now you've been suffering and tormented and harmed and raped and all of this stuff for nothing. You thought you endured it when you thought you were going back to Godhead. It was like you were enduring this shit when you thought that there was something you were going to get out of it. But now you got to face the fact that you got raped and all of this stuff and harmed and tormented, and a child with this Narayan, this 80-year-old piece of shit man who knocked you up and gave you a baby, and now you got and this is all bullshit. No, that's nervous breakdown. That's nervous breakdown time. She'd rather just go on and live the rest of her life believing that this shit is real than having to face that nervous breakdown, having to have to face that nervous breakdown. And I understand it. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Say no to child marriage. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't say no to child marriage. That's all I said. Just say no. Just say that you disagree with this. He read it and replied and acted like I didn't even say that. He didn't even address it. He didn't say, oh, you don't understand Vedic culture. Oh, you don't understand this or that. He had nothing to say. He could not defend it. He just acted like I didn't like it. He just ignored the entire email and responded about something else. He couldn't even understand it. It shows how deep his brain has been washed by the footbath water of his guru. I know, really. He's got foot water on the brain. He got foot water on the brain. He's got brain water. This man is disgusting. If he reaches out, please report him to the Department of Justice. He could not say that the child marriage and the pedophilia is wrong. He just ignored it. Because he went to the Vedabase and he looked it up and he read that conversation and he was like, what the fuck? How do you read that conversation and be against child marriage and be against pedophilia? How do you read that conversation and just like go, okay? He just ignored the whole email. He just ignored. It was one sentence. I knew you would not say child marriage is bad and pedophilia. No, that was my reply to him. My reply was to him. All you need to do is say that Prabhupada was wrong to promote this child marriage in his cult. Until you do that, do not contact me. And then he just ignored that and just went right on to say, oh, it took you 20 years to figure it out. Like, he skipped over the part about just say that the child marriage is wrong. He just can't do it. He just could not do it. And he wants to ask me, well, why do you say this is a pedophile cult? Well, fuck, you just answered your own question. You just answered your own fucking question, dude. All you Hare Krishnas out there, you are all this guy. Every one of you. You're this guy. You don't want to face it. You don't want to face the facts. Every one of you. Every one of you Hridayananda followers and Bhakti Vikash followers and Lokanath Swami followers and Indra Yumna followers, all of you Krishna followers out there, you are this same guy. You're this same guy. You don't want to face the facts. You don't want to face it. You don't want to face the facts that Prabhupada is teaching this pedophilia, child marriage, to his disciples and telling them, this is what we're doing. He said, this is the first time we've ever done this. This Vedic system. This child marriage. This is fucking disgusting. Mike, you earned that title, His Holiness Bhakti Vema. I'm glad you said that. Let's go ahead and slap that up there. Yeah, I mean, if anybody can be Bhakti something or other, I can. I talk law enforcement. I don't fuck around with criminals. I know. I know it's serious stuff. It's serious stuff. And I'm not trying to bring this cult down because I can't bring this cult down. But I just want to raise awareness so that everybody knows, as many people that watch these videos will know. Do your own research. Read this Vedabase. You can read the Vedabase for free. You just go online and you can read everything I got some more Vedabase stuff right here. We're going to get to it in just a moment. Devotees don't want to accept Prabhupada as a Prabhupada. No, they don't want to. And you show them the shit, and they're just like, this guy, they just ignore it. Straight up ignore it. And they straight up ignore the gurus that are molesting kids. They ignore it all. They ignore it all, and this is proof of it. This is proof in real time. This is why I'm doing it live. I did 2 shows today, 2 live streams today. As soon as he sent that email, I was like, I'm going live with this shit. Because I don't want it to be, days go by or and I forget about it and I delete the email or something. I don't know. I want to do it right now. And so I did it earlier today. And then a couple hours after I was done, he replied and I was like, oh shit, I got other stuff to talk about. So I put some other stuff together, and we're going to do this. And now here, I'm already an hour into this show, and we haven't even talked about licking vagina yet. We haven't even talked about the licking vagina. I know everybody wants to know about what that is. And child marriage and pedophilia is wrong. Straightforward. It's a no-brainer. No. It's Vedic. It's Vedic. They want you to believe it's Vedic, so then it's okay. If he can't even understand and admit that Prabhupada is teaching cult bullshit, then he's far too deep and gone. Yeah, we all know he's. The question is he too deep to come back? Is he too deep to come back? We came back. I came back after 20 years. Rafal came back after being with Indra Yumna Swami. I was with Yashodanandan Swami. We all came back. This guy can come back. I would love to be the guy that brings this guy back. Maybe I'm like Knitting Cult Lady says, it just starts with a crack. And then a crack lets light in. And then when the light is in, it illuminates. So we can just make little cracks, and that's what happened to us. There were some little cracks, and eventually it opened up, and we got out. These crazy fanatics are a losing battle. They always retreat because they know they ain't got no arguments. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And right, they all become spiritual narcissists Without the cult, they're nothing. They built their entire existence around their Krishna consciousness and that identity, that Krishna consciousness cult identity. I'd rather sweep everything under the rug than to accept reality. And I didn't come straight out and start doing these videos doing this when I left. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just got my life back. I started doing comedy. I started, hanging out at comedy clubs and getting on stage and doing stand-up comedy and focusing on that. That's a whole thing. So I didn't even think about Hare Krishna. I didn't want to think about Hare Krishna. I wanted to get I was 50 something years old. I spent 20 years in. I was 20 years older. I didn't have my whole life ahead of me like I did when I joined the Hare Krishnas. I wasn't going to waste time, thinking about it and doing all this stuff, whatever I was thinking to do. I wanted to do something with my life. And now that I'm retired, it's been 14 years that I've been out, and I've got every opportunity and in every way possible to do this. So now I'm doing this, and it's great. It's therapeutic for me. It's helping people like Paz and some other people that have told me that I'm helping them. So and I'm getting all of this information out there. People can see it. They can hear it. It's there forever on the internet. So I didn't start doing this right away. It took me time to get into the swing of this, and I'll tell you, I'm really swinging with this. I'm really swinging. So yeah, I want to get into. I want to get through your comments. Brainwashing. What does this say? Brainwashing in this cult and the horrible events lived because of the teaching of this cult drives people to commit suicide or live with depression. Yes, absolutely. And that's why these people like this knucklehead Chandrasekhar, whatever his name is, I don't know how you say it, Chandrasekhar, whatever. He doesn't understand the ramifications. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand the ramifications and the implications and what is entailed in this. They want to just sit there and go, well, I chingy ching, and I play my drum, and I make my Hare Krishna videos, and I distribute my books, and there is no pedophilia or child marriage. No, because you don't understand. You don't have an understanding of what you're doing, what you're in, what's going on. You have an incomplete understanding of what's happening. You're working for the mob and you don't know it. And you think you're just working at the Italian restaurant down the street serving pizza. No, it's a front for the mob. And they're planning murders and they're planning this and that. And they're taking over this and they're robbing people and they're murdering people in the basement and they're doing all of these things. And yet you don't know. You don't know. Okay, so let me get to this. So this is really good, and I didn't realize that there were a lot of people that don't know about this quotation. So this is a conversation. It was just a couple days before the other conversation where he's teaching the pedophilia, and this is one where Prabhupada is saying, "No, it's voluntary." He says, he says, in our society we find so many brahmacharis, so many grahastas, and if you cannot stop this itching sensation, all right, marry one girl, live peacefully like a gentleman, like a gentle. What is this nonsense? Every 3 weeks, divorce. We are not so rascal. If we accept one girl as my wife, I take full responsibility because I require a girl or woman So this woman, that one, we are not so rascal that at home I have got woman. I am searching after another woman, another naked woman. We are not so madman. The sex pleasure is there at home, and I am seeking after sex pleasure in here, in the club, in the, what is that? Is that vagina? Is that vagina is different? You are so full. You require vagina? Take one vagina, be satisfied, and lick it. Why are you going here and there, here and there, here and there? Even old man is going to the nightclub to lick another vagina. Is that civilization? You are proud of your civilization. Tell them like that. Licking of the vagina. Different, obnoxious smell. You are less than the dog. The dog likes to smell the vagina. You are like that. What is business of going another vagina? You require vagina? Take one and be satisfied. I'm sorry. Take one and be satisfied. That is intelligence. First of all, there is no need of vagina. But if you want, take one and be satisfied. You are searching after a dog vagina, this vagina, that vagina, that vagina. Is that civilization? Suppose like that. Tell them like that. Your brain is filled with so much stool, so we are washing it. What is the wrong here? All right, that's a lot of vagina. That's a lot of vagina. Anyway, I can't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna skip over some of your comments here because I gotta. Yeah, Pyramid Dwady and these a lot of these guys, man. This. Okay, so all of these. Sorry, I'm writing it. How he is saying it to me, pretty sick. I mean, I can't keep up with this. Do you have any info on Indra Yumna Swami? Is he good or did he do something kind of? He likes to rub his hands all over girls. I did a video. I have a whole video where we watched the video about him. I even have a child advocate who analyzes grooming, and he talks, and then we watched the video of Indra Yumna Swami, and you can compare what the therapist is saying about pedophiles who groom children, and you can watch the Indra Yumna Swami and what he's doing with little girls, and you can make your own. You can come up with your own conclusion on that. Oh my goodness. Chandra Shekhar, yeah, his name is Charles Warrer. He was harassing my husband over emails also for a long time. He blocked him from everything. Yeah, I think he wanted to try and harass me, and I just put it to him, dude, you're in a pedophile cult. Don't come at me with your bullshit. You're in a pedophile cult, and here's the conversation where Prabhupada is teaching it to his. You can't. You just like this conversation. What kind of holy man talks about licking vaginas like this? Who talks like this? And this one sentence right here. This is how Prabhupada. This is what Prabhupada thinks of women. This is what Prabhupada thinks of women. You require vagina. Take one vagina. Be satisfied and lick it. While you are going here and there, here and there, here and there. Even old man is going to the nightclub to lick another vagina. Is that civilization? You are proud of your civilization. Tell them like that. Licking of the vagina, different, obnoxious smell. You are less than the dog. The dog likes to smell a vagina. This is what he thinks of women. They're just vaginas. That's all they are. They're just a vagina. He's talking about women. He's just talking about it. He's calling them a vagina is what he's saying. And licking the vagina. It's not like, oh, you're going to the nightclub to go, associate with women, have a few drinks, whatever. No, you're just going to lick the vagina. They're just vaginas, and you're going to. And what is this business of going another vagina? And you require a vagina. Take one. Take one. Just take one. Take one and be satisfied. Just take one. First of all, there's no need of vagina. You don't even need a vagina. Why are you going here and there? Why are you searching like a dog after a vagina? This vagina, that vagina. Is this civilization? Is this how a holy man talks? Is this a holy man? Is that how a holy man talks about women? To his disciples? And you wonder why his disciples are treat women the way they do? You wonder why women are treated the way they are? They're dumb, they're small brains, less intelligent, 9 times lustier. They're just vaginas. If you want a vagina, just go take one, go take it and lick it. This is fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Now I can understand if it was two football players in a locker room, and they're talking about their girlfriends, and he's saying, yeah, I got drunk with my girlfriend, I took her home, and I was eating her out, and I was doing this. I can understand that. And I can understand two construction workers, working and drinking beer, and they're talking about their girlfriend, or they're talking about their wives, and they're going, yeah, I like to do her from behind, or I like to do whatever it is. That I can understand because I don't expect anything from them. I don't expect a construction worker to have any, I do. I actually do. I do expect a construction worker to be a little bit more couth than this. If I walked into a construction site and 2 construction workers were talking like this, I would be kind of like, I don't know about it. What are these guys? I would say, I don't expect a lot from construction workers, but I wouldn't expect 2 construction workers to sit there talking out loud in front of other people about licking vaginas and how they go to the nightclub to go lick vaginas and then just take one. If you want one, take one and go lick it and this and that. I wouldn't expect that from a fucking construction worker, let alone some pure devotee, Nitya Siddha, Sakyavesh avatar, some guy who claims to be better than Jesus, can burn up sins, can see past, present, and future, sitting around talking about licking vaginas. Give me a fucking break. The name of the live stream. This is what I'm talking about. This is Prabhupada. This is your Prabhupada. Prabhupada, lick vagina, Prabhupada. This is fucking. I gotta do it again. I'm sorry. I love this. I love you guys. I really do love you guys. Oh, we forgot the bell. But tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
This is your Mahabhagavad guru, pure devotee, Scampradaya Acharya. Talking about licking vaginas. You want to see it again? I know it's disgusting, and for all you women out there, I don't mean, I know it's hard because you have vaginas, and I'm not trying to rub your face. I'm not trying to rub your face in it. But can we just acknowledge this guy's disgusting? This is where he says right here, Prophet, we are preaching. It does not mean we are forcing. We are saying that your brain is in stool. Wash it like this. If one agrees, he does it. Not that in arm movement all world has joined. One who is intelligent, he has agreed. Yes, I am not forcing. If I would have possessed that forcive power, what right you have got to bring me in the court? You are forcing me to stop this. You are forcing. Nobody can force, but you are forcing. You should take this argument and expose them, at least in court. Licking of the vagina civilization, like dog. Yes, animals do that. Prabhupada, we must expose them. That's all. This is our business. This is good opportunity in court so that it will be published. People will know what is our philosophy. Licking of vagina civilization. Publish. So he's like, tell them that they're a licking of the vagina civilization. That's what they are. Tell them in court. Prabhupada, licking the vagina civilization. Again. They're like, Prabhupada, I think you're a little, I think we need to take the keys away from Grandpa. Prabhupada, but this is a fact. The old man, 75 years old, he's going to lick up another vagina in the club. This is your Western civilization. Prabhupada, just see, this is their civilization. In Paris, there are so many clubs. The old man, they first of all pay $50 to enter into the club. Then he selects which vagina he will lick up. Then another payment. I know that. Prabhupada, actually, this is the fact. But they are fools. They still like to lick up new vagina. Exactly, dogs. We are restricting that. Give up this business, licking of vaginas. And they are seeking up to the point of death another vagina, another. Which is better? If we say that, give up this nonsense business. Is that brainwash? And if it is brainwash, it is for good. Our civilization is, all right, you are attached to vagina licking. Do it up to 50 years, then give it up. All right, if he's unable, all right, take one wife, be satisfied, lick up one, and then at the age of 50 years, give it up. Give up this business of vagina licking. You'll have to be entangled in this body, either as a dog or as a hog, as a human being or as a demigod, as a tree, an insect. It'll go on in this way. This is Prabhupada talking about licking vaginas. That's what he thinks about human society, civilization. And we're just licking vaginas. And I mean, really, in a 24-hour day, how much vagina can one man lick? How many hours of a day can you, I mean... But this is Prabhupada. I mean, come on. He's just... So he's training these guys. He's training them to have a 12-year-old wife, and then he's training them about don't lick vagina. This guy, I don't know, man. The guy is psychotic. They gaslight us and tell us we don't understand what Prabhupada said, and he meant something else. Give me a fucking damn... I know. Prabhupada is always very clear in what he says. He's clear. He'll say something, he'll explain what he's saying, then he'll say it again, and then he'll repeat it for like the next 10 minutes. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what Prabhupada is saying. And it's fake human. We missed you earlier today. I'm so glad to see you. Absolutely. That vagina, Kiwi vagina, man, I'm telling you, fake human is back. I know. He's back in the saddle again. It's great. It's great to see fake human. Everyone missed fake human. We even had someone fill in for you. We had N was kind of fitting in for fake human. So yeah, fake human is a legend. Fake human's a legend. So yeah, it's he says hi everybody. Yeah. So yeah, we had N was filling in for fake human, and I think Eliana was filling in for fake. Everybody wanted to fill in for fake human. It was great. So yeah, so this is the Guru's teachings. Yeah, this is nectar. This is the nectar that comes from the lips of the pure devotee. the nectar about licking vagina. This is the most number of times vagina is mentioned. I don't remember my school biology book. I know, right? I mean, I haven't heard this many vaginas ever. I mean, you know, you could go to Pornhub and you won't hear that many vaginas. Why someone speaks so much about sex and vagina? It is an indicator that the person is missing such activity, or what? I don't know. Something going on there. There's something going on there. I know it's classy dude. Classy dude. He's a real holy man, a real Dalai Lama. That Prabhupada man. He's a real founder Acharya, a real Sampradaya. He never understood Western civilization or culture. He always looked down on Western civilization, even though Western civilization is what made him a millionaire cult leader who never had to work a day in his life, never had to, well, he did work a day in his life, but he was able to just retire, and he had a retirement plan that was called the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and he ended up with having vacation properties all around the world where he could go and just travel the world and do whatever the fuck he wanted. Because he had a bunch of Western disciples raking in cash. Meanwhile, he's talking about licking vaginas. And these people that were licking the vaginas were paying for his shit. Mental. Retards are us mental I know. Not only that, but I mean, this is some vagina licking stuff, man. We're talking about licking some major vagina. This is Prabhupada is sick, disgusting, mentally unsound, and just filled with a sense of self-grandiose whilst being nothing more than a failed chemist. I know, right? Nothing more than a failed chemist, but my God. When I was telling about this articles to my devotee friends that are still in the cult, they just told me it's not true, that someone faked it. No, it's in the Vedabase. No, this shit's not fake. This shit's not fake. This shit's not fake. Wait, fun fact, animals don't lick the vagina. I don't know any animal that does that. I don't know, maybe dogs might do that, I'm not sure. Dogs don't do it. Dogs don't do it. You know, you might be right. I mean, dogs lick a lot of things. I mean, they lick a lot of things. I don't know. I don't know if dogs are or not, but it's crazy. It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit to have a holy man talking to his disciples. You know, they're not talking about the love of God and, you know, serving the Lord and, you know, morality and ethics and all that. No, they're talking about, and the way he talks about, what really gets me is the way he talks about just take one and lick it if you want one. If you want one, you know, you don't need one. You don't need one, but if you want one, just take one and just lick it and just lick the same one. It's like, it's so misogynistic and just so misogynistic. These young men join Hare Krishna Cult buying into this scammer's nonsense, and they don't even know he said this. They don't even know he said this. But all you got to do is go to the Vedabase and just type in vagina. And that's what I was saying. It's like, the Vedabase is pretty entertaining if you know how to use it properly. If you know how to use it properly, it's hours and hours of fun. I'm going to tell you that right now. Get on the Vedabase, start just typing in words, and you're gonna have a whole lot of fun. It's how primitive and sad. I know. It is so. I mean, look, I can understand that some people are, you know, very sexually liberated, and some people are, you know, sexually conservative. I understand that. Hey, to each his own. But trying to condemn all of Western civilization as this licking vagina, dog licking vagina smelling, rancid, To be like, and then trying to categorize that or kind of like, stereotype, Western civilization, white people, as this licking the vagina here and there, and going to the club and paying money. I mean, there is a segment of the population that is fascinated with that, but sex in itself, and oral sex and sex, is part of human nature. It's part of the human nature. Let's not lie, right? Sex, and enjoying sex is part of human nature. It's part of human civilization. It's part of human nature. So, Andrew Dice Prabhupada. That's funny, man. Andrew Dice. Hey, it's devotional service, like, hey, so TikTok, hickory dickory dock. I took a vagina to clock. Oh my God, Andrew Dice Prabhupada. Prabhupada used to claim materialistic people are like animals. Well, am I crazy, or I don't see how we are like animals? Animals don't think about sex most of the time except for mating seasons. Well, animals don't do the things that humans do when they're in love with each other. Animals, when they're mating, they just mate. They, even if they have a mate, like a lion, they pair up. Even if animals pair up, like there's certain species of animals where they pair up for life. They have like a husband and a wife or whatever, right? They pair up, and they live their life together like that. That's the way life is. They're not humans. They don't even though they pair up, they're not expressing love the way humans do. They're not expressing love through art and music and the ways that humans express it. With some animals do. Some animals might give each other gifts. I don't know if animals give each other gifts, but humans will give each other's gifts. Humans will do things for other humans when they're in love that have nothing to do with sex. Now, you may say it leads to sex. It may lead to sex, but there are people that are in love and they don't have sex all that much. Think about older couples. The grandparent type people my age, grandparent people that are not having sex anymore. They're still in love, still doing things for each other. So Prabhupada doesn't even understand the idea of two people being in love and just enjoying the feeling of being in love with someone and sharing time with that person. You don't have to be licking vagina. You don't have to be licking vagina to be in love. You don't have to spend your time licking vagina, showing that's all. He wants to bring it down to this dog life. Dog smelling vagina and a man smelling vagina and going here and there, and a dog wants a vagina and man and this, and he can't even contemplate that a man and a wife, a man and a woman, can have loving exchanges with each other, because he wasn't having that with his child bride. She didn't love him, and he didn't love her. He's got this like shallow, childish, immature, undeveloped understanding of love between a man and a woman, because he didn't have it. And he's going to put all this shit in his books about love and sex and lust and loving Krishna and loving this. He didn't know anything about love. The fuck's he know about love? His love is some imaginary concept of a imaginary person, an imaginary world. It's got no meaning, no reality. He's got no concept of love. He doesn't even believe in love. He believes in vagina-licking. That's his mentality of love. Because he says there's no love in this world. There's just lust. Real love is for Krishna. And the love between a man and a woman and a human, that's just lust. He can't even contemplate or understand how two people can be in love. All he can think about is they lick vagina. Right, humans are different. When love life and sex life is repressed is when insanity takes over. Just people that just can't find love in life. They've never found true love. They've never found a partner, or they've never experienced, a long relationship or a meaningful relationship, or they've just never had a relationship with anybody. There's a lot of people in life that are not feeling loved or have love. Or in love, or feel loved, or love someone else. And these people are happy people. Everybody, it's natural. These things are natural. To want to be loved, to want to be care about a person. We're naturally attracted to each other. Whether it's same sex, different sex, whatever. It's human nature to want to interact with another person. And fall in love with someone. And not everybody. I mean, some people don't want to be around, whatever. But that's human. Humans are different. We want to have a love life. We want to have a sex life. Some people want to have more. Some people want to have less. But it is insanity to think that you can just pretend and cosplay and pretend and chant some words and you're not going to be human anymore. Then we're just going to have a fire sacrifice, throw some rice in the fire, go swaha, wah, whatever, and I'm going to chant these magic words, and now I'm never going to want sex ever again, and I'm never going to want anything ever. No. It's a constant battle in the mind to just to chant the words. None of this shit is what they say. If it was, you wouldn't need to count. You'd be chanting all the time. You would just float along. Chanting Hare Krishna, everything. No, it's not like that at all. It's this, give up this business of vagina licking. You're entangled. You're going to be a dog or a hog, or you're this or that, and on and on. It's no happiness. It's listening to this guy bitch and moan all the time. Whether it's in his books or in his lectures or on tape, it's just Prabhupada just bitching about how life sucks. Definitely, he failed at everything. Failed chemist, failed magazine, failed his biology class. He couldn't even pick up his diploma. There was nothing wrong with the fact this monster Prabhupada couldn't hide his true colors 25. I know. Especially when he's being recorded. They're recording everything he's saying. He's got like a million hot mic moments, Fake human, man. Viewers, I'm so glad to have you back, man. It's not the same without fake human. It's just not. Prabhupada should have stayed in India, and that would have avoided ruining so many people's lives. Yeah, he couldn't get it done in India. He was a failure in India. He couldn't do it in India. He couldn't do it in India. He had all these books, his magazine. He's running around. He's trying to raise money. He's trying to make disciples. He was a failure. He had to come over and bullshit a bunch of hippies that didn't know any better. He had to bullshit a bunch of hippies that didn't know who the fuck he was, what the fuck he was talking about. Man, I'm telling you, man. So I want to get back. I want to get back to some more this Vedabase. Let me see what do I got here. So that was one. We did another one. What is this one? Okay, so he's talking about vagina in one conversation, and I'm reading along, and I'm like, wow, man, he's really going off on this vagina thing. And then he starts talking about something else, and he starts talking about democracy. He starts talking about demon crazy. Tamal Krishna, of course. He says demon crazy, demon crazy, demon crazy, demon crazy. Not only demon, there are demons whose brain is all right, but they are crazy also. Tamal Krishna, demon crazy, Prabhupada, and introduce in the books, introduce books in the school, colleges, libraries. So nice, books. There is no doubt about it. There is no such literature throughout the world. Tamal Krishna, gradually, some of the people are beginning to understand what you're up to, Srila Prabhupada. Some of these big demons in America, especially, they are beginning to understand that you are the most dangerous person in the world to them. Who's he talking about? Who is Tamal talking about that thought that this nut Prabhupada was the most dangerous personality? I mean, come on. Okay, so that Prabhupada says listen to this, okay? Prabhupada says, to kill demon crazy, LSD, laughs. Yes, that is my mission. That is Krishna's mission. Paritranaya sadunam vinasaya cha duskritam, Bhagavad Gita 4:18. My Sanskrit is so bad. To kill all these demons, crazy demon, I have no such power. Otherwise, I would have killed them. Either establish Krishna conscious move government or kill them. Boss. Finish. I would have done that. Violence. Tamal Krishna. Yes, when good argument fails. Prabhupada. Kill them. Finish. Just like Parasuram did. Kill all of them 21 times. So Prabhupada is saying, if I could have killed everybody, I would have just killed them all. And we need to either have a Krishna consciousness government or we just kill everybody. Because that's what I would have done. And he's saying it right there. He's saying it right there. He's saying, kill them. Finish them, just like Parashuram did. Kill them all. 21 times. So that's the real Prabhupada right there. That's the real Prabhupada. This violent piece of shit, pedophile, child marriage promoting, racist, sexist, saying if I could kill everybody, I would. He says, fuck all these karmis. And Tamal Krishna is right along with him. Tamal Krishna is right there. Tamal Krishna. Yeah. When good argument fails, we just kill him. Sure. We just kill him. Bali Mardon's with him too. Oh, Parashuram. Yeah, I was just reading that. Prabhupada, yes. Bali Mardon. Very nice. Prabhupada, no consideration. Kill them. Due to Parashuram, the Kshatriyas went to European side, fled away from India. Either they were driven away or killed when they became inconsistent with Vedic rules. Prabhupada is so full of shit, he didn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He didn't know fucking history. He's fucking making it up. So these Kshatriyas, and associates, these parts of the world were resided by aborigines, mean, uncivilized class. So for so many years associated with them, they have learned killing, and otherwise they're Aryans. So this Prabhupada's friggin' fantasy world where you can just go around and just kill everybody. This is your holy man. This explains all the racism and sex. This guy was a friggin' megalomaniac, violent. He didn't give a fuck about anybody. He didn't want to change the world. He wanted to kill everybody. He wanted to just wipe everybody out and just have his disciples running The guy is a fucking nut. A fucking nut. Read these conversations. Tell me this guy's not a fucking nut. Tell me this guy's not a nut. He's talking about marrying these 12-year-old girls off to these 19-year-old, but someone's going to come in here and fucking pop me in the head. He's talking about these 12-year-old girls marrying them off to 19-year-old men. These conversations where he's talking about licking the goddamn vaginas like a fucking, like sundowning grandpa. He's talking about just killing everybody because they're not devotees, or just kill them like Parshuram did. It'd kill everybody. This is their pure devotee that talks to Krishna, talking about black people are ugly, belong in the jungles, and women have small brains, like to be raped. What the fuck? This is driving me doing these live streams is driving me insane.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I mean, I don't know what to say. I throw my hands up. I throw my hands up. Guy ranting about licking vaginas like a madman. He's talking about killing, just kill everybody. If I could have killed everybody, I just would have killed everybody. And you know what? We should kill everybody. If we can't get a Krishna consciousness government, well, just kill everybody. And I know you go, Mike, that's crazy. Well, think of these other cult leaders. They're just as nuts. David Koresh. He wants to take on the U.S. government. He thinks he's going to fight his little Waco, his little compound in Waco. He's going to take on the FBI. Jim Jones, he's going to move his cult to Guyana, where he can have all his people. And then when the shit hits the fan with him, he has them all murdered by drinking cyanide. The ones that won't want to drink it, he forces them to drink it. And the rest of them, he shoots them. Heaven's Gate guy. They all fucking put on some Nike tennis shoes and a fucking running suit, and they all waiting for the fucking comet to come so they can die and go space travel to another planet on a comet. How is this any crazier than that? Going to the cow planet where I can become a 12-year-old girl and I can have sex with Krishna. How is it any crazier? Tell me. And marrying off 12-year-old girls is Vedic. It's Vedic. 12-year-old girls, 19-year-old, 26-year-old men. We have to allow that because we have to allow that or he's going to kill us. We have to allow that because some old fucking book says. Have I lost my goddamn mind? Am I in some fucking nightmare that I'm going to wake up to and it's like, Mike, there is no ISKCON. You were never in it for 20 years. You're not doing live streams talking about it. There was no Salochan getting shot in his van. There is no Beer Lakshman and Radhakunda Das. Am I going to wake up from this fucking insanity? There's no good rice. There was never any good rice. I mean, it sounds like some fucking... If you wrote this, if you changed the details of all this and you tried to write a script, write a movie about some cult, pedophile cult, and put all this shit in it, people would reject it. They go, no, that could never happen. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. You're a bald-headed guy. That nobody would do that. Nobody would say those things. Check out the very graphic imagery on the old Vedic temples in Kama Sutra. Yeah, I know. Sex life was, I believe that ancient people had a much better grasp on sex than we do now. They're more open about it. They didn't, they weren't scared of it. It didn't degrade their society. They weren't afraid that sex was, I mean, maybe it did, I don't know. Romans, I don't know how that worked out with all their sex. I don't know. I'm not so sure. But I do believe, but look, they were having a good time and it was okay. They weren't freaking out. Hey, Dolly Roberts. Yeah, hey man, you missed a good, you missed. Yeah, the ancient Egyptian, Greek, and Mayan temples are older than Hindu temples. You can Google it. Jagannath Puri Temple. The Jagannath Temple is about 900 years old, and these temples behind me are 800 years old. This is an old Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu temple in central Thailand. And it's 800, this thing is 800 years old. It was Prabhupada's way of breaking up families. It got on the way of selling books. Look, having kids got in the way of selling books. Kids got in the way of selling books. So if the kids were under 12, then you put them in the Gurukul. And if they were girls over 12, you could put them, you could marry them. And if they were boys over 12, well, then you just put them in the Gurukul anyway. And then that freed up the parents. That freed up the parents to go just, Hare Krishnas that I said, oh, I put my kids in the Gurukula and I didn't see. I was like, how are you? What kind of parent are you? You put your kids in a school halfway around the world and you're off playing Hare Krishna and you don't even give a fuck about your kids? You're not there for your kid's birthday. You're not there for anything. How fucking callous? You rob them of their birthday? You rob them of their childhood? And you don't give a fuck about them? And you don't even know that they're being molested? And you're not checking up on them? And then when they tell you you can't check up on them, you're like, oh, okay, I can't check up on my kid. I guess I'll go back to playing Hare Krishna. You didn't want to check up on them anyway. It's fucking... And I'm sorry, and I know it wasn't all parents. But it was enough. It was enough. And I know a lot of parents, they were talked into it. That's why I'm saying this cult is sinister and evil. Like me, I didn't know whether to put my daughter in the school or not. My daughter wanted to go to the school. She wanted to be in the school with all her little friends. And so I asked around. I tried to do my own research, but you can't do your own research when you're in a cult. You can't do your own research when you're in a cult. You got to get out. But anyway, my daughter, I ended up putting my daughter in this school. And they're all telling me, oh, she really needs to go to the school. You really needs to go to the school. It'll be great. She'll get a great education. She'll learn about Krishna and she'll learn about Krishna and she'll get an education. And that's so special and so fortunate. All these other kids in public school, they're just getting an education. But your daughter, she's going to get education and she's going to get Krishna. And she's going to get Krishna. And she's going to get molested too. Crazy devotees trying to defend the crimes within the cult are not even there for a good reason. I know. It is just mind-blowing. And as you peel back the layers like an onion, you start to cry. You start to cry like peeling an onion. Hey, everybody, catching up. Yeah, it's great. I'm so glad everybody's here, man. Prabhupada got so much of this from Bhakti Siddhanta, who was absolutely over the top about women and sex, wrote pages and pages of the dangers of associating with women or men who are attached to them. Excuse me. He absolutely did. Absolutely, I agree with you. Bhakti Siddhanta was, he had some issues with women. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is from the Bhagavatam, and this is I forget what it is, but anyway, I forget where it is, but it's from the Bhagavatam, and he says, okay, get ready for it. We got a few more vaginas. Okay, I'm sorry, but we got a few more vaginas. So he says, Brahma Varkasa Kamastu Vajeta Brahmanaha Patim Indram Indriya Kamas. Srimad Bhagavatam 232. So he says, Indriya means senses. Those who are too much lusty satisfy simply. The most important Indriya is the genital, sex. For them, it is recommended that you worship Indra, the demigod. He is number one sexually inclined demigod. He has got eyes over all his body. Sata Chaksumsi. These eyes were originally vagina. He was cursed by Gautama Muni that you are so fond of vagina that I curse you that you get all over your body vagina. Then, when he surrendered, he began to cry. It will be very much, I mean to say, abominable for me. Then he offered, that these vaginas may be turned into eyes. Therefore, his body is full of eyes. Sada Chaksumisi. So for those who are too much lusty, lover of the vagina, they may worship Indra. This is the recommendation. Everything is there. If you want vagina instead of Krishna, all right, do it. You have it. Go for it. Go for it. He doesn't say go for it. He says, if you want vagina instead of Krishna, all right, do it. Like Nike, just do it. Just do it. You have it. So unfortunately, if our student falls a victim of vagina, victim of vagina. That sounds like an Eagle song. Victim of vagina. If our student falls a victim of vagina instead of Krishna, that is very regrettable. Oh, the regret of a victim of vagina. The regrettable vagina. Then better he worship instead of Krishna. Let him worship Indra. That is the Bhagavata direction. Indram Indriya Kamastu Praja Kama Prajipatin. Srimad Bhagavatam 231. Go get a vagina and lick it. No, it says Praja, many children, dynasty, just like aristocratic family. One is working very hard to establish a family. Okay, so I think he got it out of his system with the vaginas. He kind of went off a little bit in this purport with the vagina with the vaginas, and let me show you because I don't want you to think I don't want you to think I'm making this shit up. I lost it now. Oh, here it is. Oh, he's saying right here. These eyes were originally vagina. He says, I mean to say, abominable for me. You are so fond of vagina that I curse you, that you get all over your body vagina. So those who are too much lusty, lover of the vagina, as you can see, and this is Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me figure it out. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and just. I'll put the link in the comments, so if anybody wants to go read it themselves, There's the link. That's the link to the to the vagina. Thanks for pointing that out about Bhakti Siddhanta, Don. What the hell did we get ourselves into? Demented monsters running a criminal organization with brainwashing weapons as evil as can be. You're absolutely right, Howard Johnson. You're absolutely right. Bhakti Siddhanta started this, and it was even started by his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with all of this, with this Chaitanya Krishna stuff, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So, so that's the vagina, the Vagina-Licking Society. You can see how Prabhupada was slightly fond of that. He was slightly fond of that. Let's go through some videos real quick because this is always fun. And Rafael sent these videos. I want to go through some of these. Prabhupada wrote his own South Park episode. Absolutely, that is so funny. That is so funny. And you know, I should actually write that South Park episode and send it in, send it to Trey Parker. I mean, why not? I mean, absolutely. And you know, and they could do the whole thing about this. You know how they did it with the Mormons and they did it with L. Ron Hubbard. They could do it with Hare Krishna, and they could do it with Chota Haridas and the good rice, and they could do it with Krishna stealing the gopis' clothes, and they could do it with the licking the vagina, and they and they could do it with the child marriage, and they could do all of that. They could animate that, and it would be fucking hilarious. It'd be fucking hilarious, man. I'm telling you. A lot of ISKCON devotees in India especially are expert at dark arts. Well, you know, you got to believe in dark arts. And I don't believe in voodoo. I don't believe in spells. I don't believe in I don't believe in I don't believe in that stuff. I just don't. I mean, believe it. If you could put a spell on somebody and just like somebody, everybody would be walking around like, doing that. Can you imagine everybody would be doing that constantly. You'd be in the store and somebody would bump your shopping cart and you'd be like, you'd be like, and then somebody else would, you'd be like, there is no. There is none of this shit. This is so funny. And Hare Krishnas believe all this stuff. They believe in this stuff. They believe in this voodoo and spells and witches and satanic things and all kinds of stuff. And if you want to believe in it, go ahead. I mean, I'm not trying to knock you. If you want to believe, I am. No, if something makes you happy, that's the whole thing. If something makes you happy, then be happy. But don't be molesting any little kids. Don't be molesting any little kids. That's what I'm saying. If worshiping a little statue of Ganesh makes you happy, by all means do it. But don't molest any little kids. You know, and if you want to you know, worship a little Shiva or a little whatever, and it makes you happy, giving them some flowers and maybe making them a sandwich or something, do it. But don't molest any little kids, okay? Don't marry off your daughter. Don't marry any 12-year-olds. Don't do that. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If it makes you happy, do it. But don't molest any little kids. Don't rape any little kids. And hey, if you want to go lick a vagina now and then, hey, that's up to you. Go lick some vagina. Go find a vagina to go. You know, who might argue with that? I mean, the brainwashing is very real. The brainwashing is very real. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. I really do enjoy this. I really do enjoy. I really do enjoy this. Look at this. This is Harry Potter Pod. Harry Potter Pod, and He's celebrating his birthday. He's celebrating his birthday. You know, at some point in life, you got to give up celebrating. I'm sorry. I mean, your family, your kids, your grandkids, you know, your wife, you know, you're 75 years old. Your grandkids can, you know, they can have a party for you and give you a birthday cake. That's fine. But you know what? You don't need a big party. You don't need to rent out a hall. You don't need, you know, to have all. You don't need a big thing. Now, if your grandpa, you know, and you got like, you know, 100, you know, you got 100 friggin' grandkids, and they all want to do something for you because your grandpa and you're 80 years old. That's fine, but not.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Charnakarta, Prabhu, yeah. It's an exciting book. There's a fight on every page.
That's the, yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna bore you with this guy, but that's the narcissism. That's the narcissism. He's got to sit there and just be worshipped. He's got to sit there and be worshipped. He's got to sit there with all the flowers and all the garlands and everybody in front of him, and he's got to be the center of attention and give the lecture because he's Mr. I know more than you, and I'm this and that, and celebrate my birthday because I'm special. I'm this and that. I don't lick vaginas. I don't do any of that stuff. Meanwhile, he doesn't do shit except pal around with pedophiles, but he's got to be Mr. Friggin' celebrate my birthday. I'm the most important thing on the fucking planet. Meanwhile, he's in a pedophile cult. It's just a pedophile cult. And here's another one. And here's the actual pedophile. Let's take a look at the actual pedophile. Singing to this guy. Singing to the friggin' Lokanas. Grown men, a bunch of grown fucking men singing birthday songs and prayers to this friggin' child molester. This guy's a child molester. This guy's a fucking child molester, god damn it. And they're celebrating him like he deserves anything. He doesn't deserve shit. I deserve to be worshipped more than him because I have never molested one single child. And you're going to sit there on this fucking throne with all of these flowers and all these people, grown men singing songs to him like he's something. Like he's something, goddammit, he's nothing. That's what I'm saying, man. It fucking pisses me off, man. The bus driver that drives that bus up and down Crenshaw Boulevard every day, taking people to their jobs, taking people to the hospital, taking people to their doctor's appointment, taking people to their veterinarian or whatever, taking people to visit their grandmother, taking their grandmothers to the doctors, taking people wherever they need to go. That bus driver has done more for humanity, more for civilization than these fuckers will ever do. They don't do a goddamn fucking thing but molest children and sit there and sing songs to the guy who's molesting children. Meanwhile, the bus driver is putting his goddamn life on the line. His life on the line. If you've ever been on a fucking MTA bus on Crenshaw Boulevard at 6:30 in the morning, man, your life is on the line. And I know because I used to do it. And you're on that Crenshaw bus at 6:30 in the morning trying to get to work. You don't know who the fuck is going to come on that bus and start some shit. or what's going to happen. And that bus driver is there, and he's responsible for that bus full of people to get them where they need to go. Because if I don't get to work on time, I could get fired. And then I lose my job. And now what? So that bus driver, he's doing a lot, and he's just a goddamn bus driver. What to speak of other people that are doing even more important things? Not that a bus driver is not important, that's not the point. But I'm just saying, there's people doing all kinds of important things every day in life. It's just making the world better for everybody and everybody they come in contact with. Well, meanwhile, these guys are doing nothing. They're doing nothing but harming people. Harming people, people being molested, women being raped, people in anxiety and confusion and depression over a fucking scam, fake-ass religion that marries children, little girls, to grown men. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And these people are in it, and they want to fucking email me and ask me what the fuck is my problem? What the fuck is my problem? The fuck is your problem? Hey, go to sleep, man. Get some sleep, and then come back, and we'll do it again. Absolutely. Come in here and ask me what my fucking problem is. Email me, asking me what my problem is.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Hey, this guy, here he is again. And, you know, we got Rafal to thank for this, because he's the one look at this guy. The narcissism of this.
Who is to call Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Acharya Prabhupada. Swamiji, his American boys and girls, his disciples, Swamiji. But then they found out that Swamiji's spiritual master was addressed as Prabhupada. So then they approached Prabhupada, Swamiji.
You're gonna sit there like that's some important story to tell. Like we need to hear that. That's so important. I'm telling you, a fucking bus driver driving the MTA, the 102 bus or whatever the fuck that bus is on Crenshaw Boulevard, is way more important. He's done so much more for humanity than this fucker will ever do. This guy's a fucking child molester. He's gonna sit there like he's with flowers, like he's fucking the Dalai Lama. Like he's got something to contribute. He ain't got nothing to contribute. None of these guys. He's Gorahari. He's fucking Gorahari. That's it. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Here's another one. Let me see. This guy. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter.
Namaskar.
It's nothing but bullshit anyway. So what difference does it make?
Presently serving in ISKCON India as the General Secretary of the ISKCON India Governing Council.
Oh, he's the bigwig. So he's the bigwig of all of ISKCON. He's the biggie wiggy he's the bigwig of all of ISKCON. Wow, he must be real important, huh, everybody? He must be real important. He must be real important.
Also Regional Secretary for ISKCON in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. So as a way of introduction. I don't have a regular podcast.
You don't even have a
I do
shirt.
have a
What's wrong
YouTube
with
channel.
you don't can't even put a shirt on. You're Mister. I'm Mr. Cosplay. I'm I'm Mr. Cosplay.
And I'm also a member of the ISKCON India Scholars Board, which through my own efforts back in 2013 when I was chairman.
The India Scholars Board, like they're scholars, like they have some learning, like they're smart, like because India Scholars Board, they got to have their India Scholars Board because hey, they got Harvard dumbass Goswami went and fucked up and went to Harvard, and now he's the smartest fucking guy in ISKCON. So they can't have that. They can't have him being the smartest guy in ISKCON because he went to Harvard. Because, I mean, hey, if your guru goes to Harvard, I mean, why would I have some other guru when I can have a Harvard guru? So now they got this ISKCON Scholars Board. So, we'll decide what's what and who's who. Not Harvard dumbass Goswami. He can give his opinion about this or that, but just because he went to Harvard doesn't mean he's smart. We're the ISKCON Scholars Board. We know what's what. We are going to decide who knows what and what's the real deal. Not no Sri Dayananda, not no Harvard dumbass Goswami. You know what? I'll take Harvard dumbass Goswami over you guys. I'll take a Harvard guy over you guys. I'll take a Harvard dumbass Goswami over the India Scholars Board.
Of then ISKCON India Advisory Committee, which is now called the ISKCON Bharat Advisory Committee. We created this group of scholars, particularly on the issue of women Diksha gurus. I'm recording this today in response to my senior godbrother, His Holiness Sri Dayananda Das Goswami Maharaj, who I've known for almost 52 years.
He's actually gonna rag on Howard dumbass Goswami. So anyway, basically, all these sexist men, misogynistic men, are gonna vote about whether to let women, the lusty, untrustworthy women that you can beat, then you can just smack them around. They're gonna vote whether to let these 9 times lustier, small-brained women that like to be raped, whether they can be gurus. So, well, you can guess on which way. Just take a guess at which way that's going to go. The only thing pushing in favor of the women is that they're going to look even more sexist and misogynistic if they don't let them. And they're already known as being, sexist and misogynistic. And if they vote against women, it's going to make them look just even more racist. So I don't know what they're going to do. I do know what they're going to do. I think they're going to vote against letting women. They're going to say that, and we don't do that. So anyway, that's this guy. I mean, just look at him. He's just cosplaying along. I'm going to cosplay. I'm going to shave my head. And I'm not even going to put a dhoti on. I'm not even going to put I'm too advanced for even that. I'm too advanced for even a dhoti. I'm gonna just wrap this dhoti around me like a toga, and I'm good to go. and that's all she wrote. Man, these guys are fucking. If it was just that, it'd be comical. But it's not. It's a dangerous, destructive pedophile cult. This guy's nothing more than he's in a pedophile cult. So, There's a good chance he's a pedophile because he's hanging around with them. He protects them. He's got pedophile gurus that they admit are pedophiles, and they don't turn them in. And so chances are this guy's a pedophile. You know, birds of a feather flock together. He won't come out and denounce it. He's not going to come out and denounce the pedophilia. He's not going to denounce the child marriage. He's not going to come out and say that Prabhupada is wrong in that conversation. He's not going to do that, even though he's a ISKCON Bureau Scholars Board and all that. He's not going to come out and say that Prabhupada was wrong for child marriage. He's not going to do that. He's no different. He's no different than Chandrasekhar, Gaurahari, all of them. They're all the same. It's just more evidence that they are all fucking sane. There ain't no good guru. There ain't no good guru. Ain't no bad guru. There ain't no good guru. They don't exist.
Next to you.
I don't even
the
know
reporter
what this
answered, "This is my wife, Swami." And he asked, who is this child sitting next to your wife? "This is my child, Swamiji." Then Srila Prabhupada told them, "There are so many children loitering on the street. Why don't you adopt one? Why you want to have your own child?"
Parents' temple.
So, and then he asked Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, why did you have children? There are so many children wandering the streets of Calcutta. Why didn't you adopt one of them? Why did you have to have a child?" And then Prabhupada would have said, "Why do you have hair? There's the door. Why don't you just go and do your business somewhere else? I don't want anything to do with you." No, Prabhupada, tell us why you had children. Tell us why you're talking shit about these people having children. Why did you have children? I don't understand.
Who is this child sitting next to your wife? "This is my child, Swamiji." Then Srila Prabhupada told them, "There are so many children loitering on the street. Why don't you adopt one? Why you want to have your own child?"
Parents' temple is going to, because everyone is very excited about the UVP. So any exact date?
2027.
More pedophiles and child molesters and child pedophile protectors. Because we've already established that this is a pedophile cult. This is a pedophile cult. They protect pedophile gurus. They protect these molesters. They don't report them to the police. Bhakti Vikash says, even if they do something horrible and abominable, I might become a ghost. So I'm not going to say anything bad about them. I'm going to go party with them. I'm going to go hang out with them. And so that's what this cult is. That's what this cult is. It's a cult of pedophiles and pedophile protectors and predators and abusers and Naranarayans that mistreat their wives and rape them and abuse them and beat them. That's what this is. Hey, thanks. Have a great night, man. Have a great night, great day, whatever it is. I know it's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. Prabhupada's telling them Prabhupada is such a hypocrite. He's telling them, why didn't you adopt a kid? Why didn't you adopt a kid? Prabhupada's telling these you need to go into the ashram and not have sex for the first 25 years of your life. Well, but you had sex when you were 22 years old with an 11-year-old girl. Oh, well, you shouldn't have your own kid. You could have adopted a kid. Well, Prabhupada, you had kids. Oh, don't smoke cigarettes. Don't eat chocolate. Don't drink coffee or chai. Well, Prabhupada, you're snorting snuff every night. Oh, every fucking thing. Fucking hypocrite. And they don't care. Like Knitting Cult Lady says, it's not that we don't see the red flags. The red flags are there. We just talk our way through it. oh, Prabhupada did snuff for medical reasons. Oh, Prabhupada had a child wife. Well, he was forced to have a child wife. It was arranged by his dad and whatever and blah, blah, blah. Oh, Prabhupada, whatever. Just force it through. Let's just force it through. Just keep on pushing. It's brainwashing. Dangerous cult. Dangerous fucking cult. You ask me why. Why are you against ISKCON? Okay, so that's it for the videos, because all I got is this Bhakti Vikash, and we already ranted on him. I'm going to go through him again. So I'm going to end it here. We've gone over 2 hours, again. But it's been a good one, because we really got this vagina shit, and I know there were a lot of people that are not aware of this conversation, not aware that Prabhupada talks like this, not aware that Prabhupada has this mentality that women are just something that you just lick, take, use, throw away. That's it. It's just a vagina. He's not even respectful enough to just talk about women. He's going to talk about vaginas. Like, women are just a vagina. It's fucking disgusting. So I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Howard Johnson and Don Pearson and Rafal with the videos, Rafal and Weird Planet and 6781 and Fake Human. Welcome back, Fake Human. It's so good to see you. So glad you made it back. Jayab Ganapati and Dagmar, man. Great Dagmar coming in, man. It's always great when you're here. And who else do we have here? Paz, if Paz was here. Paz, great to see you. Wow, U7V, great to see you here. It's a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of laughs, a lot of crying. It's just been a great time. Eliana, great to see you here. I don't know those of you that are sleeping because it's late wherever you are. It's late where I am. I don't know if it's morning, noon, night. We'll get to that in a second. But everybody that stopped in today, I want to thank you all. Dahlia Roberts, Howard, everybody, Jeff, everybody that was here, I want to thank you. And please, everybody have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Have some great luck. And please, if you're in a cult, get out of it. And if you're not in a cult, please stay out of it. And here is me as a Hare Krishna a long time ago. Thanks, everybody. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, of course. And thanks, everybody.